Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to have you here. Today we are making a delicious pot of groundnut soup or peanut butter soup. That's a delicacy that's enjoyed in most Ghanaian homes. It's one of my favorite foods to eat, so let's get right into it. Here's everything I use. I'm going to list everything in the description bar. If you don't understand anything, please state in the comments and I'll be glad to clarify for you. I begin by cooking the groundnut paste. I cook this with tomato puree. The tomato puree helps to draw out most of the oil from the groundnut paste. Please don't skip this step, especially if you are cooking for others to enjoy, because there's a likelihood of this causing a tummy upset if it hasn't been cooked. You cook it directly with the soup. So to be on the safer side, always cook your groundnut paste. Okay, I can't stress this enough. It's a very important step. Now to cook the meat, I add my spice blend. I'm going to list everything I use on my spice blend, and I'll also have a separate video showing you how I make it. I'll add it to my meat. I'll add some salt and a seasoning cube to it, add a bit of water, and then leave this to cook for about 10 minutes. So I use an assortment of meats for this. I have a bit of chicken, some goat's meat, and then tripe. So here's exactly how your groundnut mixture should look like after it's well cooked. Note that most of the oil has formed on top of it. So the meat, after it's cooked for a while, I add my freshly blended onions to it, and then cured fish, or what we know as momone. It gives a very distinct flavor to this, so please, if you don't put some in your soup and you're not allergic to it, I highly recommend. Okay, and then next up I add the vegetables, some tomatoes, peppers, and then I add the rest of the meats that I'm going to use. So I have some cured beef, some wele, and then crabs. Now when the tomatoes and peppers are tender, have cooked for a while, I'll take that out and blend, and then introduce the groundnut mixture to the soup base, then add some water to it and leave it to boil. Another thing that I recommend is to always add the groundnut mixture before you add your water. That way you can gauge the amount of water that the soup needs. Okay, I mostly too would use very spicy peppers, hot peppers. So my soup, I enjoyed most when it's very spicy. So it's another thing I recommend, and I particularly love to use these yellow peppers. So here's the strained tomatoes and peppers going back in the soup. I always blend it with the same soup. I don't add extra water to it. That way I know that I'm not putting too much water in my soup. I'll do the same. So over here I added some dried fish, and then next up I'll blend the garden eggs. That's the last thing I blend with some of the soup, then pour it back inside. Now the last thing I add to my soup is my smoked mackerel. In Ghana we call this Abidjan salmon. It's so juicy, it's so good. And then I also sprinkle some more peppers for extra heat. Okay, and then I'll turn down the flame and leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes, and that's it. My soup is done. I usually will enjoy this on the first day. I make it with fufu, but on this day I just couldn't be bothered. I was so tired. I opted for rice balls that equally bangs as well. So that's it. Do make some for yourself when you can and enjoy yourself. Make some for your family and your friends, just to impress them and then give them a good time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly do me the honors and subscribe. Also leave me a comment and a like. Thank you so much for stopping by. God bless you. See you in my next one. Bye.